is that to improve the state of our world, we first have to agree on what's the state of our world. And we do know that our world is a very complex place. So much is happening, as has been said. But clearly there are some overriding drivers of change in our world. And one of the most strongest drivers of change is the simple fact that our world is shrinking and becoming, we live in a small, interdependent planet. And to try and explain how small the world is becoming, in my book, The Great Convergence, I use a simple analogy, a boat analogy, where I said that in the past, when 8 billion of us lived in 193 separate countries, it was as though we were living in 193 separate boats, which each boat having a captain and a crew. But now the world has shrunk. 8 billion of us no longer live in 193 separate boats. We literally live in 193 separate cabins on the same boat. And if you had any doubt about this, just ask yourself, what was the big metaphysical message from COVID? Right? If we were in separate boats, COVID wouldn't have spread from country to country. How did it go like wildfire around the world within a few days? The whole world got it. What does it say? We are in the same boat. And therefore, we have to try to understand how we manage this one boat of us. And this brings me to the second point. Clearly, if our lives are so deeply integrated, we have to strengthen the positive forces that link us together, that create avenues for cooperation, even across different parts of the world. And trust me, there aren't many initiatives like that, but one of them is the Belt and Road Initiative. And it's actually, looking back now, it's quite remarkable that 10 years ago, China decided that what the world needed was an initiative that would help to bring humanity together. That must have showed great foresight on their part. And after 10 years, we can see the results. The world has become more connected. And the Belt and Road Initiative has made many concrete contributions. You heard many of them already. But sometimes what may be a bilateral relationship, say between China and Laos, they build a fast railway. Guess what? Fruits from Thailand can go to China faster through the Laotian railway, right? Let me give you another example. The former president of Croatia referred to the bridge built by China. I actually traveled on that bridge a few weeks ago, and I discovered that because of that bridge, Croatia could join the Schengen Agreement, and because Croatia could join the Schengen Agreement, it got more tourists, the economy went up. You see, these are all the incredible benefits of the Belt and Road Initiative, and the net result of it is that millions of people are benefiting from it, and what is very important, there are actually millions who are very, very poor, for whom there was no hope, and suddenly a Belt and Road Initiative came, and as you know, the initiative has also lifted millions out of poverty. So after all the good that has been done, and this brings me to my third point, why is there so much negative portrayals of the Belt and Road Initiative? As the former Polish Deputy Prime Minister was saying, if you travel in the West, you mention Belt and Road, they say, oh, that's death trap diplomacy. You know, that's China trying to trap the rest of the world, suck them into traps, and make them indebted. We know that's rubbish, but that rubbish is believed by the most sophisticated and the most powerful and the most influential journals in the world. And when they pour poison on the Belt and Road Initiative, they are at the same time insulting the intelligence of the billions who have signed up for the Belt and Road Initiative. And they're not even aware when they drop the tsunami of condescension on the third world, they're insulting a massive amount of humanity. But what is even more amazing is that when they pour poison on this initiative, they're actually poisoning their own rice bowls. Because in the long run, and this brings me back to my first point, if we are in one small interdependent world, if something goes wrong with the 88% who live outside the West will be affected too. Again, the former Polish Deputy Prime Minister was dead right. When China invests in Africa, there are less migrants to Europe. Europe should send a thank you note to China. No thank you note from Europe. And that's the tragedy. This is why this meeting is so important. If we can generate a better global understanding of the Belt and Road Initiative, then we are helping to create the better world that we desperately need. Thank you very much.